is an ongoing debate about whether it is worth it to invest the money to get an MBA. I mean, are MBAs still worth it? The book that I recently read, it is The Personal MBA, Mastering the Art of Business. Now, I agree. The book has been out for a little while and it is a world bestseller. And I understand why after reading the book. Now, the book brings up some very, very interesting topics. It talks about the author's experience with going through an MBA program or just experience related to MBA programs. And it does bring up some very good points about the cost involved with getting that MBA and what are you actually learning and are there other ways for you to learn it? Now, if you're a person who's kind of been on the fence about whether you get an MBA or not, I think the book is a great book for you. If you are a person who has already decided to go get an MBA, I think the book is a great book for you. If you're on the fence about whether or not you're going to go get an MBA or not, I think the book is a great book because the book does do a good job of talking about the things you would learn in an MBA program. And the reason why that's very important is because you want to make the right decision, and one of the things that will help you make that right decision is getting exposure to the type of things you will learn in an MBA program. Because as you start to get exposed to that, what you can then start to think about is, hey, is this really what I want to do? Because there are a lot of people that are kind of thinking like, hey, should I get an MBA because, hey, it'll help me with my job or it'll help me with this. Or some people just have a clear misconception about an MBA where they're like, hey, an MBA will help me do this or I will learn these type of things doing an MBA. And in sitting down and talking with some people and having deeper discussions, what I realize sometimes is what they thought they were going to get from an MBA is not what they actually got after they went through the experience. But the sad thing is they had already paid the money and they had done it. So if you are on the fence about whether or not you should get an MBA, I think the book is a great book for you because I'm not necessarily saying that it will give you the definite answer, no, you don't need to go get it, but it will start to give you more information so that you can understand and have a better perspective about how to make that decision. If you're in that position where you've already decided about going to get an MBA, I think the book is a great book for you because if you're going to get an MBA, chances are you're probably a pretty ambitious person. I mean, you're probably a person who is very, very, I guess you'd say, well-versed in the reality that the more you prepare for something, the better your potential outcome will be. So if you've already decided that you're going to get an MBA, it is only in your best interest to make sure that you're as prepared as possible. And I think the book does a really good job of introducing you to a lot of concepts that you're going to encounter during your MBA program. I mean, it will help you start to think like an MBA before you even show up. And one of the things that will help you do is it'll give you an upper hand because many of the people that I talk to that go get an MBA, they really didn't have a business background, or they didn't study accounting, or they didn't study finance, or they didn't study business administration. They may have studied engineering, or they may have studied chemistry. I mean, one person I talked to, I mean, they were a medical doctor beforehand of going to get an MBA. So anything that you can do to give yourself kind of like that, I guess you say, MBA immersion program before you show up will help you when it gets into actually going through the program. So I think that it is a great book for, like I said, anyone who is on the fence about an MBA, or if you've already decided about getting an MBA, it can be a very, very good tool for you